experts, please report to room A9.
Like actor here, today I should be going over the module Wire Association. This module was a not sort of a manual challenge, but you're given a manual, but you had to figure out the strategy yourself. I actually did this and managed to figure something out, but I should be going over this. But if you want to be part of the puzzle still, I suggest clicking off this tutorial until you've sort of figured out a method yourself. But anyway, so we have the number of wires from 1 to 13 here. And what we're going to be wanting to do is grouping these together so we can go to the top of the sort of the lift here to see what each one could potentially connect to, then do the same at the top to always guarantee we know what letter corresponds to which number down here. Because despite them seemingly corresponding down here to the ones up at the top, they've all been mixed around in this section in the middle, if you want to visualize that. So preferably we want to group it together into separate groups, so let's see how much we can do for that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we would have 11, 12, 13. So we could potentially have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 3, and a 4. So let's rearrange it like so. So the 10 will move over to this one. And we have the 2 3s here. So
Emergency
select 2 and
clear.
3.
All personnel, please
4,
return
5,
to your
and 6.
stations.
You click on a wire, then click on an adjacent wire to link them together. And you can click on an already linked wire to link the whole set to a new wire. So we now link them together as we would like. So let's press the button here. And then we get given this at the top. So let's find out what corresponds to which set. So the A, B, and C, funny enough, were part of one of the 3s. D, G, H, and L were part of the 4. E was the one by itself. So we already know that E is 1. We have F and I, which was part of the 2. And then we have whatever one we haven't looked at yet. We have J, K, and M, which were part of the other 3. So now we have to find a way to pair these together so we can identify them for sure which ones they were. So I'm actually going to move this underneath this one. I'm going to do a method of basically drawing diagonal lines through this. So I have EICL, FBH, AGM, DK, and J. Why have I done this? Let's see if this would pinpoint exactly what everything was. I'm also already assuming it might not because we don't know which 3 was which. So let's move this back up here and do the same method of drawing diagonals through it. So EIC, then we have FBML, then we have A, K, and H, J and G, and then D. So EIC will know whichever one was linked to whatever E was, which was 1. I will be whatever of these ones shows up, and then this one might be slightly more difficult because we have these two. Once we know which one has been linked to this, we know the entire set that either ABC or JKM links to, so then we can tell for the rest of them what is what, basically. So let's link these together in that sort of fashion. So E, I, and C. We have F, B, M, and L, A, K, and H, and then J and G. It's probably looking quite messy now. But now we have this. Let's press the button again. And now a letter will appear up here, and it wants us to press these in order of what letter each one corresponds to. So we already know that E is 1. Equal, basically, the first one is E. So let's press 1. We have 2 and 8 linked here, meaning that we know, since C was linked here, we know that this must have been the 789 group, and this was the 456 group. So what can we deduce from this? Well, I can only be 2 now. And then going down, the 789 group was ABC, so 8 lit up, so 8 must be C. Moving down to the next group, we have the 4 here. So we have FBML. We have a 3 lit up here, which was one of our initial groups up here. 2, 3 correspond to FI, and since F is the only one that could have corresponded to 2, 3, 3 must be F. B was part of the 789 group, and there's a 7 lit up here, so we know that 7 must have been B. We have a M, and we have a 6 lit up here, so 6 must be M. We have and we finally have a L here, and a 10 lit up here, meaning that L must have been the 10th one. You effectively just keep on doing the same logic going down. Okay, moving on to the next one. We have A, K, and H. So let's find another set. If we're going to have one in this range, so here. So since we know A was part of the 789 group, and the only one left is 9, A must have been 9. Moving down, JK and M corresponds to 456. 5 is lit up, so the only one that K can be here is 5. And then finally H corresponds to one of the 2-digit numbers. Our 2-digit number lit up here is 11, so H is 11. So let's find our group of 2 now. Ooh, we have a 1 here, and the only one we left by itself was D, so we know that D has to be the 12th one. And then our group of 2, we have 4 and 13 here. We have J and G. 4, 5, 6 is J, K, and M. So the 4 here can only correspond to the J down here, so the 4th one is J. And then 13 can only correspond to the one in this group that we had for it, which was G. And there we have it. We have what all of them correspond to. So, rearranging these, so corresponding to each letter, so our A is number 9. If you get it right, you'll make a sort of correct sound and move on to the next letter. Our B is 7. Our C was 8. Our D was 12. E was 1. F was 3. G was 13. H was 11. I was 2. J was 4. K was 5. L was 10. M was 6. And we have submodule. I think you might have seen at the start of the video because I forgot to come out of it. There is a cheat sheet for this if you really are struggling to find a method. But Def has put together a cheat sheet just in case you need help figuring out how to group these together. But hopefully you understand the solving process of wire association now. And I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.